Meow.
See, I did it correctly. I did not click outro.
Yeah, you didn't click the outro this
Yeah,
time.
it's a miracle.
Oh, joy.
It's
Only
almost
one of
like
my
I
earbuds
clicked the
is
thing.
working.
One of your earbuds isn't working. How dare your earbud not work? It is a traitor to Two Bros Game Night. See, that's how you be a traitor to Two Bros Game Night. You stop working when you need to.
It should be at 100%.
It's 100% a failure. That's what it is.
I dropped it.
On the ground where it belongs. Like trash.
Alright, guys, I'm going to move the mic real quick.
Yeah, I can't tell you, by the way, if the mic moving is still pick-upable, because all of it, the videos I've edited so far have still been before we got the new mics. So, once I start editing the next week's videos, then I will know what all is still audible and how bad it is. Unfortunately, my knowledge is delayed by a couple weeks. As always.
It is very faint.
Yeah.
But I can still hear it, but it's not as bad as it was.
Yeah, which is fine.
Okay. Hello, people. It's us, Two Bros Game, and I'm your host, Younger Bro.
I'm your host, Older Bro.
And we are back shiny hunting for Wooloo, where this can confirm the last stream we are doing wild hunting.
Yes.
For Wooloo for now.
For now. Again, if we don't get it this stream, we will spend 5 more streams egg hunting it, and then we'll spend 5 more streams wild hunting it until we get it. We still are looking for the first one.
Yeah, we still do not have one.
It's like, how are we still looking for the first one?
So, guys, there's some very, very exciting gaming news. Let's start with the... let me go through the things to talk about. Okay.
Younger Bro wrote down the things to talk about.
So, I'll start with some of the smaller stuff first.
Sure.
So, guys, there is a Jurassic Park classic arcade games coming to newer consoles.
Yeah.
For those who don't know.
It is a collection of older games.
It was advertised that there were only going to be 2 games. They have since added yet another game. So now there's at least 3 games on this collection. Will they add more? I hope so.
Well, the question is, how many arcade Jurassic Park games have there been?
Okay, they're not all arcade. They are...
Okay, but it's arcade plus.
Some of these games were playable on, like, the old PlayStation consoles, like PlayStation 1, maybe PS2.
Yeah.
Some of them were Game Boy,
okay.
Nintendo, so it's a combination of those as well.
So it's just PS2 and before games.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, brilliant. Spoiled it. So, they have added another game. I want them to do all of the old classic games, including like the Jurassic Park that was on the Sega Genesis. Maybe include arcade Jurassic Park games. Not the newer ones, but the older ones, like the one that we used to play in Chuck E. Cheese. Like, that one.
Sure.
Like, I'd like to see it. So, I'm very excited about it. I will probably play it day one because, I'll be honest, there's not really a lot of Jurassic Park games out there.
Yeah.
Like, I want to play Trespasser. That's the only other big Jurassic Park game I know about. Otherwise, we've already played the big ones. Aside from the arcade games. Some of the arcade games are pretty big.
Yeah.
But we'll have to do that on emulator, and we haven't got... I'm not a big emulator guy.
Yeah. I am much more emulator versed.
But I do understand to the point where emulation is one of the only ways to play and record these games.
There are a lot of games that are just so old that emulation makes the games look a lot better or makes them playable at all.
So this collection coming is going to be on the PS5. So
which is an improvement.
Much more improved. Now it's also coming to the Switch and the Xbox.
Cool.
But I wasn't going to play it on the Switch anyway, so...
Who cares?
So...
Same console generation, same games.
That's big to me.
Good.
So the next thing is I want to talk about mobile.
Uh-huh.
I am currently playing a new mobile game. What hooked me was anime animals that looked like humans. Something like Satan Academy.
So you're playing Kimono Friends.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not a... That, like, the moment you described it, I'm just like, yup, Kimono Friends.
Like, as soon as I saw the trailer for it,
Yep.
I thought it was going to be something like Genshin Impact. Nah.
No,
So, do you remember Magic Evolution?
vaguely.
It plays like that, except you launch the characters in the combat each turn, so not all the characters are on the field at once, which I don't like. I don't like that all your characters, your whole team is not on the field at once.
Yeah.
Like, the combat is similar to Magic Evolution.
Yeah.
Except for how you defeat the boss. Like, it's not like stages in a row. It is just one phase, kind of. It's turn-based strategy. That's what it is.
Yeah, makes sense.
Turn-based strategy game. I am enjoying it. I love all of the designs for the characters. There's only one thing I have a problem with. And it's a big problem.
Sure.
One of their gotchas
Yeah.
to get some characters.
Okay.
Money only.
Yeah, fuck you.
I've never seen a mobile game do that ever.
Yeah, that's, pretty sure that should be illegal.
It says guaranteed 6-star character, which I believe might be the highest star point or
it's just
whatever they have in the game. But it's not even that, like, you would think maybe it's like $5-10 for, like, a single summon for this. No. It's $20, almost $30. That pissed me off.
Guys, by the way, I'm reading a webcomic. It's called, like, Meme Girls or something. It's basically just a comic series that is anime girls that are based on certain things. Like, there's an anime girl for Android and PC and Mac and, like, Coke and Pepsi and stuff like that. So, like, anime variants of real companies and products and stuff like that. One of which was iOS and Android telling PC to fuck off, being like, we made $30 billion last year on microtransactions. And this was, I'm pretty sure this was several years ago. So I'm just like, what in the fuck do you mean that microtransactions raked in $30 billion? That should just be illegal. It should be illegal to make that much money on microtransactions. It should also be illegal to make far less than that amounts of money in microtransactions. But that's insane.
Yeah. So that is a point against the game to me.
Again, microtransactions are a point against, are more than 1 point against a game for me. But
like,
that's egregious microtransactions.
Yeah, no, this is me drawing the line. Like, no, I refuse.
There's a line in the sand.
Like, okay, so I'm at the start of the game, and I also pre-ordered the game. That way I'd get the pre-order bonuses.
Yep. How do you pre-order a mobile game?
You pre-register for it, and if the code or whatever sees that you pre-registered for it, you will get your sign-in bonus or whatever.
Yeah.
So one of the main characters that you meet at the start of the game is actually not in the game yet, technically. And the only way to get her at this moment is to buy a bundle. Just any bundle, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah.
So I just bought a $5 bundle and I got her for free.
Yeah. Sorry guys that I keep adjusting the mic.
So
for some reason the mic is in like a very strange spot for me.
Yeah, I've only spent about $6 on the game. I did one of them because it was the limited time bundle, and that was like 99 cents. I was like, whatever, that's not even going to put down in my wallet. Same with getting one of the main characters early because, again, you can't get her in the gacha yet. So I also got her.
Yeah. Guys, I don't think I came out and said this at the time, and I probably should have, but I would support Google Stadia over mobile games. Because I think Google Stadia was a better idea than mobile games.
But, yeah, besides, like, if there was a way, like, if there is a future ticketing system of any kind to overwrite that $20, if they do that, then I'll have less of a problem.
There will not be.
But I don't know if they will. And there was a survey.
Survey says, fuck you.
No, there was a survey, and sadly, I did that before I looked at the summoning board.
Mhm.
And one of their things was like, what do you want us to improve? I can't remember what I said, but, oh, right, now I remember what I said. So, when you play this game, you can choose male or female. I chose male, and it still called me a her.
Yeah.
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 So I said add a male dialogue. But I also should have said add a future ticketing system that overwrites the $20 gacha.
No, they don't give a shit about that.
But anyway, the $20 gacha guarantees you a 6-star summon, and that's, to me, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I would rather spend time gathering those materials to get it for free than to spend money towards that. To be forced to spend money. Aside from that, gameplay, story is probably the best thing about the game. Well, the story and the character designs. It's amazing. I like it. But I don't like what they did with the gacha. Just no. I will continue playing the game. I hope that it updates nicely. And I pray for its future, but as of right now, to me it's an 8 out of 10 game because of the forced to pay $20 banner. That's why I think Dragon Ball Legends is still probably the best mobile game. Because you don't have to pay to do any of the summons. You can just gather the materials you need, and there's enough events for you to keep summoning at minimum once a week. That's what I do. I summon at least once a week. So, yeah, I think it's more worth it to play Dragon Ball Legends over Kimono Friends. But I'd say if you want to collect cute anime girls that are just like animals, and you want to play a Satan Academy game, but one doesn't exist, play Kimono Friends. It's... Decision on gacha is bad, but the gameplay and the story and the characters are not terrible. But yeah, so let's talk about the bigger news. So, Mortal Kombat got another trailer. In fact, it got 2 trailers.
Mm-hmm.
One of them was the announcement that they are adding... I don't know her name, but she's part of some tribe that is in Outworld. She appeared in Mortal Kombat XL for a short period of time, but she wasn't a playable character. Anyway, her and her tribe will be in Mortal Kombat 1. But here's the more exciting news. They announced other characters.
Mm-hmm.
They are kind of going back to some superhero characters. But you would think they'd be only DC, right? Because, you know, Mortal Kombat versus DC, they kind of did an Injustice crossover.
Sure, whatever.
No, 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 no. They have Omni-Man. They have Peacemaker from DC.
Mm-hmm.
Then they had Homelander. So all three of those characters are going to be in Mortal Kombat, which is very exciting. 1,900 encounters. So yeah, guys. I guess DC is going to meet the Invincible comics because we could see Omni-Man versus Peacemaker. That's something. And I don't know if that's their first pack or what. Like, that's the announcement of their first character pack.
Probably.
But damn, are people going to line up to play that game?
We're lining up out the door.
Like, guys, even I want to play Mortal Kombat Day 1 due to that pack alone. But I've thought of something else.
Uh-huh.
So I'm not saying when, but at some point, we are almost going to do like a Mortal Kombat marathon. We're not going to play games in a row. I mean, we're going to play them in order. Like, we're going to play the Mortal Kombat games in order, including the replay of Mortal Kombat 11, leading up to Mortal Kombat 1 coming out. So, we're going to be playing Mortal Kombat 9 soon. We're going to be playing Mortal Kombat XL soon. And then I am going to finally replay Mortal Kombat 11. Then, once I have the game, we will play Mortal Kombat 1. That is going to be fun. Then after we play Mortal Kombat 1, I'm going to play Mortal Kombat versus not Injustice, but Mortal Kombat versus DC. Then I'm playing Injustice and Injustice 1. So we're going to make like a little NetherRealm Studios marathon. I hope and pray that we get an Injustice 3. Like, getting Injustice 3 might take a long time. Because it was 10 years between the first Injustice game and Injustice 2, or nearly 10 years. So, I'm hopeful after they make Mortal Kombat 1, they will make Injustice 3. Injustice 3, I might be tempted to do day 1. But I can only do so many games. By the way, I do want to talk to you guys for a second here. I have been getting a few suggestions from my friends.
As you do
and
when you have friends.
And I've been, writing some of these games down.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of those friends don't seem to understand that I can't play those games, like, right now.
Yeah, because for a lot of people expect when you're like a YouTuber or whatever, you're just like, oh yeah, so you're one of those people who just drops whatever, like they just play a game whenever they feel like it. So it's like, oh yeah, you like, why don't you play this game? Make that the next episode. And it's like, that's not how we work.
Yeah, so first off, we have a gaming schedule. So the game you suggest, I'd have to make sure it wouldn't interfere with anything.
Yeah.
And second off, we usually beat our games. We're not just going to drop a series to play another game Like, there's been rare situations where we did that for. Like, for Pokemon Yellow, we dropped Yellow, that way we could play the new Pokemon games. And then I just saved Yellow for later after we beat those games. So in situations like that, that is the only time we would ever put a pause on a series.
Yeah, and I'd say that situation with Pokemon Yellow is almost not a thing anymore. Like, we really don't want to do stuff like that. We would much rather try to space the games out as much as physically possible and prevent that exact problem from ever happening.
Like, we've also had something similar happening with one of our Let's Plays. I think it was for Jurassic Park. When Jurassic World was coming out, I put a hold on Operation Genesis mod for that game.
Yeah, and to an extent, we can't ever prevent that because games come out at random times and we don't know about them. And it's like, sometimes we can't plan around, like, when a game's going to come out.
But yeah, guys, I play pretty much everything. So my list is vastly bigger than Older Bros.
He says that, but honestly, it's not a lot bigger.
Have you seen the games yet to be scheduled list? Have you seen how many stream games I put on it? It's a lot. Like, guys, the games yet to be scheduled list also has a few stream games on it. Okay, not a few, it has a lot of them. I probably have over 100 stream games scheduled. Or close to it.
Yeah, okay, I'll give you 2 to 1.
Yeah, so I can't just drop series, and I refuse to just drop series. Like, I can't do that.
By the way, guys, don't worry about us ever running out of games. I'm pretty sure that the games we have on our list will probably last us for the next 30 years. So I'm relatively sure that we will die before we finish the games that are currently on our list, let alone future games.
Yeah. But anyways, I appreciate all the enthusiasm.
And we do want to play those games.
And we do want to play your suggestions, but we only have so much time, and we have so many
If
other
you would
games
like
that
us to
we're
have
playing.
more time to play more games, you can support us on Two Bros Game Night on various platforms. I don't feel the further need to give any more information.
But yeah, a lot of my new friends at work have been suggesting games, and they're like, "Why don't you just play it for your channel right now?"
Because when we start a game, we finish it before we play another game.
And it also doesn't help that I have a stream import. So if they suggest a game and it's a pretty long game, I ain't getting to it anytime soon. Because, guys, as it stands right now, there are there's about 5 new series coming up on my stream import list, just so I can space out games. And my stream import list is still too long. Once me and Older Bro have divided and conquered the 2-player import games, it should go a little quicker, but
we're
not
working on it.
much.
Now that we have now that we've properly spaced out 2-player games so that they will happen approximately every 3 to 5 series, probably closer to 4 to 5 series. We should get through them at a reasonable pace.
But yeah, guys, one of the issues with my stream import list is it has a lot of Pokemon and a lot of Dragon Ball. So spacing those out hasn't been easy. And I've just redid my list to be as tight as possible, while also having us have a break from some of these series. And the shortest I could get it is about 20 series left. So, like, right now, my friends at work want me to play the new Assassin's Creed game coming out. Like,
Good luck with that.
I have played Assassin's Creed games. Only a couple. I've barely played the first Assassin's Creed game. It was Blue's copy, so I played it when I was over at his house. And I've played Assassin's Creed 3 original and remastered. I've played them both. And I've also played a little bit of Assassin's Creed Origins. The new game coming out, I was excited for it, but not so excited that I want to play it day one. But do not get me wrong, guys. I still will play that game at some point, just not anytime soon. Like, I was just talking to you guys about having the NetherRealm Studios marathon thing that I'm doing. I want to do similar stuff when I get done with the stream import for both mobile and streams.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I might play, I don't know, all of the Gotham games that year and schedule them every 3 series like it's guaranteed. Arkham game. Yeah, Arkham. Not Gotham. So I start
Yeah,
with
we knew what you meant.
Arkham Origins or whatever, and then Arkham Asylum, and do that. But, as it stands right now, I can only do that for Let's Play series. So until I know how long Mortal Kombat 1's going to be, it still should be a Let's Play. Mortal Kombat 11 was only 15 episodes. So Mortal Kombat 1 is just a little bit longer, and that's okay. But yeah, guys, as I've said before, I will get done with the mobile import way before we do get done with the stream import. Like, as it stands right now, I have the next 6 series edited and recorded. And that whole bar on our list is probably going to take up the rest of the year.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to say that list will be done in 2025.
Yeah.
Dependent on how long each series is. I don't want to say I don't have a lot of, like, 30 episode series seasons, because, guys, I do not know how long the game is going to be unless I've played it before.
Yeah, and even sometimes then, he's still wrong.
Yeah, like, for instance, Jurassic World Alive. That should be a 30 episode series, but because of how I have to record it, I'm doing it as a 10. And also because I don't really want to do a lot of Jurassic World Alive.
Younger bro is unhappy with this.
It's Jurassic Park Pokemon Go, and I just I don't like it. Like, it's an interesting concept, but no. Like,
yeah.
I would have played Jurassic Park Ops over that, and that mobile game lasted 2 days in the US. But even still, am I going to do Pokemon Go for 30 episode seasons? Probably not. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to record them an hour. Because it's going to be one of the series that I have to record it with something like Mobazin.
Yeah.
I'll look into mobile recording. As in, like, out walking around playing Pokemon Go. But there really ain't a lot of options. Now, if YouTube had a better system than just using YouTube Live, then that would be great. Like, I wish I could not stream those episodes. So,
Yeah, but that's asking too much of YouTube. Remember, YouTube doesn't give that much of a shit. Even when they should.
So yeah, guys, yeah, Pokemon Go is going to be a little bit of a challenge to record. I'm going to try to not have it just be all community days. Like, I want to occasionally just go out and just catch Pokemon. Because I need materials as much as anybody in Pokemon Go. So, I want to go out and spend some Pokestops and do all that. But, we'll figure it out. I want to maybe try to go with friends as well. I might get Z out there. I might get Younger Sis out there. We'll see. But yeah, guys, it has been 5 years on the channel, and I still haven't made much of a dent in my stream import list. Like, on my first channel, I was kind of like typical YouTubers where they would play a game, stop playing a game, and go to the next game. That's why I have so many games on my import list. And there are actually games I won't be able to import. Like a few of the delisted mobile games, I can't import those.
They be dead.
Like Jurassic Park Builder was an exception. Same with Rules of Survival. Kind of. I'm trying to remember, like, were there any other... Oh, yeah. I won't be able to easily import, like, Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire Shiny Hunting. I'd have to emulate it. And I really don't want to emulate it just to action replay that Pokemon in the game later. I can do that. But that's a hassle.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much if we emulate a Pokemon game, I'm probably not going to shiny hunt in it. I might show off the method, but I can't guarantee I will find the shiny. Because there are actually some methods I have not tried. Like, I don't know the method for Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. I think it's also horde hunting. Could be wrong. But I would love to show off the SOS hunting in Sun and Moon, Ultra Sun and Moon. Loved it. Hated it when they got rid of it. One of the best shiny hunt methods out there. But yeah, like, there's also some imports I may have missed. Like, I could have played something and I deleted the video for it later because I got pissed off at it.
Which has happened. Wasn't there a game that you specifically found out later on? Like like way later than all the other games that you had played on your channel? And we're like, oh, right, I did play that.
I think the only one I can think of is Google Feud, but my Google Feud episodes I just eventually deleted.
Yeah. I don't know. I remember there being a game that you were just like, oh yeah, I did in fact play that on the channel, but I can't remember what it was.
I don't recall it either.
I apologize that my memory of a year and a half ago is not that good.
Yeah, we haven't played hundreds of games yet. I think we're close to that, but we have played quite a few games, so it's hard to keep track. But yeah, guys, all the... Like, I really appreciate all the subs that we've been getting. It's definitely more than my previous channel. But all I've been doing is moving my content, and you guys seem to still be enjoying those games even after years later, so thank you.
Yeah. Also, it's like higher fidelity, which is always good.
But yeah, guys, like, for about almost a year now, if not a year, I've not had imports for Let's Plays. Now, BT3 should have been one.
Yeah.
But we couldn't have known until we played through the whole game. And, guys, I have played BT3 several times and 100%ed it several times. Well, the story. I've 100% the story several times. But that was a long time ago. That was when I was like a kid. I haven't played it recently because my PS2 is broken. I haven't been able to play PS2 games on my PS2 for about a year and a half now. Maybe longer. So, as it stands right now, I am starting to forget information about some games.
How dare you?
Including the ones I've played hundreds of times over. Except for Madagascar and... Okay, maybe not Over the Hedge. I haven't played Over the Hedge for a longer amount of time than Madagascar, but I remember everything in Madagascar now. And I have to go to the bathroom. This sucks.
Well, then I guess the game switches to me. Oh, yeah. I click on the number, right? Hello, Wooloo. You are small boy. You do not like fighting. Unfortunately, it is not up to me. You must unfortunately die. Please perish. Goodbye, boy. A very sad day for Wooloo. Oh, I did not mean to encounter you. Please go away, Squilpit. Gosh, Younger Bro has dented this controller. Really wish God of War wasn't this friendly with us, so it would stop having these, like, instructions of, like, is awaiting your instructions. It's like, yes, I know. I know that you care for me. Please move on. That actually probably takes a lot longer than anything else. It's very sad, the amount of sheep that we do have to fight. As a reminder, guys, we are over 1,900 at this point. It is very sad. We have not found one for this very common Pokemon. So the odds are not in our favor. Now, the question is, am I going to run out of Psychics before Younger Bro gets back? Right, I forgot you had to go way up here. Nothing. Oh, I did reset. Okay. See, I'm pretty sure this is the same Pokemon in the same spot. At this point, guys, I can't remember if I've counted or missed a count of one. I'm pretty sure I didn't, because we ran through the whole route. So, that was a very long hunt for one. Well, Younger Bro must be having a very terrible time in there, because he doesn't normally take this long. We'll just have to find the shiny without him. Oh, shoot, I hit run. I mean, that works. But, didn't mean to do that. Goodbye, Wooloo. Oh. Oh, there's another one. Hello. I don't know how Younger Bro can just keep up completely random conversations at all times. Oh, it sounds like he's coming back. I was having a debate of whether or not I was going to run out of Psychics before you shut up. You have been attacked by, Rookity. This isn't your wild hunt, Rookity.
Yeah, guys, I went to the bathroom, had to go, didn't go.
Oh, that's bad.
So I will probably have to go back at some point.
This also does create the worst case scenario possibility, guys, where Younger Bro finds the shiny, gets so excited he shits himself. This has not yet happened on Two Bros Game Night.
No, I'm pretty good about that. I can't even remember last time that I had an accident like that.
Yeah. Which is good, but it does still create the potential problematic possibility.
Like, I know younger sisters had an episode like that.
Yeah. That is very sad.
Felt really bad for her. I thought she was gonna need a fecal transplant. Like, that's how bad I thought it was.
I don't know what that means. Like, do they just have to drain her insides, basically?
Okay, so there is a bad disease out there where you cannot control your bowels, and the only way to fix it is a fecal transplant.
Okay. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. Yeah, that makes sense.
But I don't know.
I've not heard that
I don't know
specific
how it
term.
works.
Yeah, I don't either. Do you instantaneously go to struggle if you have a move with no effect, or do you have to use the no effect move over and over and over?
In order to go to the struggle, you have to run out all PP.
Even ones that literally don't do anything. Great.
So, which is good. That means I don't fade to black or whatever.
Yeah.
And there's a shop just right here, and I don't have to fly anywhere.
That's true.
By the way, guys, we still aren't very sure on what we're going to do with the 6th year anniversary, but I think I have an idea. We haven't really done anything for mobile or cards, so we might do either of those things. Actually, no, we kind of had a thing for mobile, but it was for Oculus.
I was going to say that we haven't done much for mobile by design more than anything else. Our specials tend to just not be mobile games because, well, mobile games aren't special. Like, just frankly speaking.
But I wanted to do something special with them. Yeah, VR games are in there. And that's probably going to be the special, is going to be a VR game for the 6th anniversary to celebrate for that. But I don't know.
Look, the 5th anniversary hasn't even finished. Let's not start getting into the 6th anniversary.
I mean, that Spider-Man game alone might not be done for 3 or 4 months.
Yeah. We'll get done with it this year, but it's going to be
It might be at the end of this year when we get it done.
That is possible.
Because I don't know how many times we're not going to be able to stream. Yeah. I want to apologize for that, guys. I'm sorry that I can't be here sometimes. It's just I get very, very drained from work.
Yeah, and it's understandable. Like, I'm going to be moving into my big rush period soon, and that means that I'll be coming home extremely exhausted, and that means I might not be able to stream.
But yeah, guys, the problem with my work right now is they are mandating 10 hours overtime. Normally it's 5. So I'm technically in a rush season. I asked about that, guys, and yeah, we do have a rush season. We're in it. So same as older bro, I'm going to be more drained than usual.
Yeah.
Speaking of things that involve Pokemon, guys, I have now I now own some Marnie shirts that are official. So if you want to get yourself an official Marnie shirt, I suggest you go to the Pokemon site right now before they sell out. Because
they probably already have.
Because if you don't get them right now,
they are gone.
They are gone. They're going to be overpriced on eBay.
Yeah.
Like, I'm
gone like a freight train, gone like yesterday.
Like, guys, I am getting a lot of Marnie things. Like, I even have Marnie sleeves, but I don't use those anymore. The problem with the sleeves is they have a hard time fitting in the binders. And I've had a situation where it almost bent a card because I'm putting those sleeves back to back, and they don't like that. So, even though I have the sleeves, I'm not going to really use them.
Yeah.
So, speaking of Marnie things, there is 2 official Marnie figurines that I'm going to get. One of them's over $500 on eBay, and the other one is probably about $300. I'm not going to be getting them anytime soon, guys. I might get it for my birthday, maybe. I don't know. I might honestly get them after I get all my new furniture, because I'm overdue for some new furniture.
The big problem is you have to get rid of the old furniture.
Like, the things I'm getting rid of is all of my floor shelves. So, that's going out. I'm now getting rid of the entertainment center that my TV sits on.
Yeah.
I'm also wanting to get rid of my desk, because it's not perfectly flat. And it should have been burned a long time ago. But I needed a desk, so. And I'm also getting a new dresser, probably a taller one, with more space. Because, guys, I don't have any more space in my room for clothes, really. I can't buy too many more, which is disappointing. So if I can find a better dresser that's a little bit taller with some more space, I would love that. And then after that, I might have to get a new bed. Like, not new mattresses. I might keep my mattresses. But, my bed is pretty old. Actually, I might have to replace one of the mattresses, which is part of the bed frame, but yeah, I'd like to replace that too. But I'm not really looking for a new bed right now. My current bed serves its purpose, so it's fine. But I do want to replace my dresser, my desk, and my shelves. Especially my shelves. Problem is, it's probably going to be $1,000 or more to replace all of that.
Yeah.
Like, it'll probably happen when we move out. But I want to get for my... I want to have a Pokemon shelf that is like... You know those one shelves that they have at GameStop where it's glass and it has a specific click key that locks? I want something like that for my Pokemon stuff. Put all that in there. It'd be safe from dust and stuff like that.
You'd think, but surprisingly, no.
It also might be safe from robbers. Or just a tiny bit safer.
No, that's probably true.
And also, I think it'd look nice. But yeah, when we move out, I'm probably going to also replace some of my wall shelves and stuff like that. Like, I just imagine my room being almost outlined in shelves. Because of the amount of games I have. Like, I have enough games that could fill up a small wall. That's how many games I have. And some of my games don't have cases, which I also plan to replace. So eventually I will be adding those games to that wall, but I'm not going to replace the cases until after I move out. That way I can save a little bit of room. But I also plan to fill those shelves now with Funko Pops. I want to have my Funko Pops space out my games. And honestly, it will probably look really nice. So once I replace my shelves, I might take a picture of my games and post them in our Discord or Instagram, or maybe both. But yeah, guys, if I can't really come up with anything good for mobile for the 6th year anniversary, might do something for Pokemon. Cards. Pokemon cards. You might do that search for the Gardevoir EX card or something. That will be all one video. So it'll be like a little special to get my #1 chase card.
We shall see.
Yeah, the problem is, guys, it's over $3,000. So in order to set up for that, I would have to start buying it little by little. Probably at the start of January. If I bought like one of the products once a week. So yeah. Yeah, I want that Mega Gardevoir EX card so bad, guys. Really, really badly. Yeah, I thought Pokemon Generations was a really big set. It's actually not. It's not that big at all. You think it would be, but it's not really. I'm not even sure it has 100 cards in that set.
For Generations?
For Generations.
It has 83 plus 32 because it has the Trainer Gallery.
Yeah, it does have a trainer gallery.
So it'd be 115.
Okay.
And if you want to count all the card variants, then it's like 200 and some. But I assumed you'd want.
But yeah, guys, the Mega Gardevoir EX card isn't even the hardest card to pull in the set. Now, it might be the best card to pull in the set, but the hardest card to pull in that set is the Pikachu full art gallery card. That's the hardest card. Next one would probably be Flareon EX, and then it'd be Mega Gardevoir. So Mega Gardevoir would be third. Yeah, and apparently Sylveon's pretty high up there, the Sylveon full art. But guys, I actually pulled all the Sylveon cards in Generations. I have the full art Sylveon EX, and I have the Sylveon EX, the normal one. There might be a Hollow Sylveon, but I think that was a separate box, and I also have that too. So I don't know what it is, guys, but I have really, really good luck with Sylveon, Reshiram, and actually I do occasionally have good luck with Gardevoir. Like, for Reshiram, I've pulled probably half of Reshiram's best cards. Like, I got the Full Art EX from Next Generations, and I have Reshiram Full Art, but I bought that after seeing that older bro got it. I was like, oh, I want it. So I bought it. So I never actually pulled it. I did pull the Zekrom, though, but I traded it away, so I also rebought the Zekrom. Can't believe I traded that Zekrom away. What the hell was I thinking?
Younger bro is insane.
I don't even remember what I traded it for.
He is very insane.
Anyway, I got it back now. But yeah, guys, once we move out, I might even be able to do Dragon Ball cards. Like, I was at one point going to do Dragon Ball cards, but I don't have the room for them. I ran out of room in my room. Like, if I got Dragon Ball cards, I'd have to keep them in older bro's room. Like, I keep some of my consoles in here. Because I have that little room. Like, I can't have my Xbox 360 and my PS5 in the same room. By the way, speaking of the PS5, younger sis is saying like, oh, it's been a week and we still haven't played Fortnite together. I'm like, I told you that I won't be able to for a few months. And he said, okay.
Well, she said okay, but she assumed that you were lying. Or didn't pay attention. Or didn't care what you said.
Yeah, for younger sis, she's probably just like, bring it upstairs. But the problem is, I don't want to bring it upstairs every Monday just to play Fortnite.
Yeah, that sounds like a reasonable thing.
Like, I want to bring it up on, like, rare occasions. Like, guys, right now, Blue's trying to do a series with me. And I'm going to do it. I'm going to do that series with Blue. That's if I can get him on a day to play the game with me. So, I will have to bring my PS5 up for that. But I'm hopeful I can convince him to do it every other week. That way I can get some stuff done, and that way I won't feel exhausted bringing my PS5 up and down the stairs. Because the game me and him are going to play together is on the PS4. Well, okay, PS4 for me and Xbox Series X for him. Well, Xbox One, but he can play it on his Series X. So, yeah. I don't know how soon that will come out. I might schedule it soon because I want to do series with Blue again, and I have said that if Blue came back and wanted to do a full series with me, I would make that one of the next series. So, the thing me and Blue are going to do, I might do that. So, I'll probably record the entire series, then I'll edit it, and then put it on the schedule somewhere. Yeah, that's gonna be fun. But right now, guys, the issue is I don't know when I can play with Blue because he hasn't given me a lot of information, as in, like, he's told me what time he'd be available, but he is not contacting me back. Because we were supposed to play last Sunday. And I texted him, and he just never responded that day. He told me he was available before 9 p.m. every day. So, I don't know what's
Is his
going
time
on.
zone completely different?
No.
At 9 p.m.
He only lives... I think he lives either a state away or a town away. Like, he's not very far from us. Last time I knew. So yeah, guys, we'll figure things out with Blue. We'll get him back on the channel. It seems like he wants to, so we'll do it. And Mr. Sparks wants to get back in too. I tried to invite him to Fortnite, but because of what's been happening at my work, I couldn't play with him. I tried though. It did. I only got so much time in the world, guys. It sucks.
Not enough time on his hands.
Like, between working all day and YouTube, I don't have a lot of time. Like, I'm trying to make time, guys. I really am. But I'm in my current state, I don't know what I can really do. Like, my friends right now want me to help them with Pokemon, and I haven't been able to play it. So. Like, right now, my friend wants me to help them complete the Pokédex and Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, but I've already moved all my Pokemon, so.
You basically have to catch everything brand new at that point.
I told him I have to beat the game, and it's going to take me a while, but I don't know if he understood what a while meant.
Just months, dude.
Yeah, like, it took me 4 or 5 months to get a shiny Zora for my bestie. I got all the other Pokemon she wanted, but the Zora was a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
And like, it wasn't just as simple as get a shiny Zora, because I already found a few of those while I was looking for the one she wanted. She wanted an alpha shiny Zora. So, yeah, guys, when we shiny hunt Arceus, I don't care if it's alpha or not. If we find it, we find it. My first alpha shiny was a Kricketot. I want to say I've only ever caught 4 alpha shinies. Only 4. And I have like 2-3 boxes worth of shinies on Arceus that I needed to move over to home. I might have already done that. Can't remember. But I've been crossing them off the list. I need to take them completely off the list, but I've just not had time. But yeah, after we do the search for the Gardevoir EX, I might do a small search for the Sunset Mew in 151. That set still hasn't released yet. I thought about pre-ordering it just so I could have a chance at that card, but I don't have the money right now. Just, I don't. Yeah, I'm really trying to watch myself on my money at this time. And I hate that father is coming to me and telling me about buying a new car, and I just can't. It's like, I just got my new job. I can't just go get a car right now. Like, guys, if I went and got a new car right now, it would take my whole paycheck.
Well, multiple paychecks.
Yeah. And I don't have a lot of money in my account, so I would rather deal with my current car for another winter than to deal with the paying back of buying a new car. Like, guys, I don't want to buy a new car until I have about $5,000 to $10,000 in my bank account, and I don't even have anywhere close to any of those. But I can afford to buy some new games, and I can afford to buy my essentials. So that's what my money's going into at this time.
Wow, a rarely seen friend is currently in chat.
Who?
Oh, it's one of my friend group.
Oh.
She is extremely rarely in chat, so seeing her there at all is like, oh, you finally found the time to exist again.
By the way, guys, there's some more news. Me and older bro will be going to a convention next month. We have finally
Yay.
paid for our tickets.
Yeah, it's a miracle. So, we will not be going to Two Bros Game Night because the masks that we would need to get, the person that we found to do them, would cost thousands of dollars and would be internationally shipped. So, we went, no. Until we can get those masks, we'll just be going as the people behind Two Bros Game Night, and you won't know who we are. So, unfortunately, there can be no fan meetups or anything of that nature.
Yeah, so
We'll look into that for future conventions.
Yeah, we can't even tell you where it is or what it's gonna. Well, we can tell you what it's gonna be. It's gonna be anime stuff.
Yeah,
majority.
You know, anime, comic books, you know, nerd stuff. A normal convention.
But yeah, we'll let you know when we're doing actual like fan meetups. But we just need those masks. I talked to Older Bro about just getting normal blue and red masks that aren't worth that much. Like $20 at most, and Older Bro didn't want to even do that.
Yeah, I feel like if we're going to a convention with masks, then like it should just be as Two Bros Game Night. It's like if we're just going with masks, it's like there's no need for us to hide who we are if we're going as just us. But if we're going as Two Bros Game Night, it's like we should be themed. So
yeah, right now,
when
guys,
we can go as Two Bros Game Night, then we'll take masks.
Yeah, right now, guys, for custom masks, there's two options. One, we can find possibly a normal Goomba mask and paint them how we want. Or we get a custom mask that's a decent price. And the decent price mask, like custom mask, as far as we know, doesn't exist. Like, I do not like the site that I found that could do that for us. It costs way too much.
Multi-thousands of dollars.
Like, I don't want something made of, like, leather. I want something made of, like, normal plastic. Something that you'd wear at, like, a kid's party or something. Like, you know what I'm talking about. Like,
yeah, I was gonna say those things you make in art class that are absolute trash and are they're extremely cheap. Yeah, we need something that's like really fancy.
Like, that would be the start, and
yeah.
But and yeah, like if we have to go for the $1,000 mask, we don't want to do that until after we've maybe moved out. And we might have to buy them, like, separately. Older Bro would have to buy his, and then I'd have to buy mine. Just save some money.
Very possibly.
That's if we go for the custom-made $100 one. Like, guys, I think on eBay, there's a guy who does custom Pokemon card mats. I have a better chance of getting myself and maybe a couple of the trainers and Pokemon I'm searching for on that mat than to get our masks. Because those mats only cost about, at worst, $200. The lowest I seen was like $40. Like, come on. Bless you.
Oh, it's very dusty in here right now.
Apparently.
Apparently.
It's dusty in here.
Well, yeah, I know.
By the way, guys, for the last, like, 2-3 days, my throat has been kind of hurting. I have a lot of cough drops and some sore throat spray in my room. The sore throat spray actually seems to be working better. Even though I hate it. I hate it, but it just works so well. It gets worse at night since I have my air conditioning on. According to my counter, it's 1982. Now it's 1983. That's right, 1 year and 1 minute. Time is but a construct.
I don't know. I'd say it's a pretty well constructed construct. Like it's pretty well understood and important.
But anyway, guys, going back to suggestions, we'll get to some of your suggestions as soon as we can. We have gotten to a suggestion recently, and that was Poppy Playtime. Again, like, it's a decent suggestion. The problem is I can't get through that game.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Ocarina of Time.
No, Ocarina of Time was, well, it was suggested by Mr. B at one point. But I was already going to play it. Like, it was already on the schedule long before
Yeah.
Mr. B said anything. I guess if you want to count that as a suggestion.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm surprised that series didn't take longer. Like, when we got to the end of the game, I was a little worried because of the heart pieces. But thank God it was only a few that we missed. Like, the Skulltulas wasn't an issue because we could see them on the map, but the heart pieces, oh. By the way, in Tears of the Kingdom, can you confirm if we have all the heart containers?
I can't because I haven't played much of it.
Yeah, because in Breath of the Wild, like, they had an additional 2 with the DLC, but it still wasn't all your heart containers. Like, that was my biggest complaint with Breath of the Wild. Otherwise, it was a fine game. Well, okay, it wasn't just fine to me. It was excellent, but... Yeah, I hated that. I don't think... Was there ever a Zelda series before Breath of the Wild that you didn't get every heart container?
No.
Breath of the Wild has been the only one that has done that.
The only games that didn't have every heart container were games without heart containers.
So Smash.
No, like the original 2 Zelda games did not have heart containers.
Really?
Yeah, because the first one predated upgradable health at all, and the second one had a generic thing called life, which was not a heart container. And it wasn't until Link to the Past where they introduced heart containers.
Okay. Did not know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys, I'm still kind of fairly new to Zelda.
There's a reason that the first 2 Zelda games are... Let's say it this way. I like to talk about this on occasion, where I'll talk about the generations of Zelda. Games 1 and 2 are barely Zelda games. The first one's kind of like Metroid 1, where it was too primitive to even be the same kind of game as the Zelda games we play now.
It's something similar to Resident Evil.
Sure. Zelda 2 was a completely different kind of game. It wasn't even like a Zelda game. It was a side scroller.
That I didn't know.
Yeah. So it plays so completely differently as well that those 2 games are kind of like I'm gonna lump them in with the Zelda CDI games. In the whether they're canon or not, it doesn't matter because these games are non-representative of the franchise. And the funny thing is, some of the Zelda CDI games are actually just as like, people love to be like, oh well, the CDI games are nothing like the main series games, but actually several of them were about as related to the franchise as Zelda 2 was. So yeah, I'm just gonna say those games don't count as real Zelda games. The first real Zelda game was A Link to the Past. And A Link to the Past is basically the formula every Zelda game has played by forever. Like, Link to the Past was was super big and successful, very good game. Ocarina of Time moved the games to 3D, good, big, and successful. Twilight Princess improved the entire gameplay structure hugely. Big, successful, very well known. There are, like, every Zelda game has followed that original formula, though. Until you get to Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild does not follow the formula of the original Zelda games at all. It is just a completely different kind of game. And I do very unfavorably call it a Ubisoft game, because that's what it's designed like. It's designed like Assassin's Creed. It's designed like Far Cry. It's not designed like a Zelda game. This is one of the interesting... So, how's the best way to describe this?
Technically, Assassin's Creed also copied Far Cry now, because that's how Assassin's Creed really is now.
Yes. But... not the point here, but yes, you're correct as well. But here's one of the things about most games. A lot of people use the name of a game as if it were a genre. It's kind of like if you go and buy a Coke from the store. When you buy that drink, you have an expectation of what it's going to be every single time. You know the name of the brand, and you say, yes, I'm going to get this drink, and I know the experience I'll get because I got that drink. That's how Zelda worked. Zelda is arguably a Metroidvania. It works in a very similar way of the only difference being that there's an overworld. You go around the overworld to go to a dungeon, and then you explore around in the dungeon until you get this core item, and then that changes things in the overworld, and it allows you to get to the next dungeon. Those games are structured like an RPG Metroidvania. And I don't know if a lot of people describe it that way. I kind of don't think they do. But that's how it plays. You go into a dungeon to get an upgrade to beat a boss, and then you leave and go to a new area where you get an upgrade and beat a boss. It's not that much dissimilar to, for example, Hollow Knight. But it's not trying to be a Metroidvania. It's trying to be an RPG game, which is fine. But I'm off topic. The point is that when you play a Zelda game, you expect Link to the Past. Even when you played Skyward Sword, you expected Link to the Past. When you play Breath of the Wild, you are not expecting Link to the Past anymore.
2,000 encounter.
2,000 encounters. So, yeah, there's a reason why I don't like these Zelda games as much as I like other Zelda games. And like I said, guys, I enjoyed Breath of the Wild as a one-off game. It was a fine experience. Not a perfect game, but a good game. And it was an experience that I was satisfied with and said, great, now I'm happy to go back to old school Zelda games, because that's what I want. And Breath of the Wild 2 is an improvement on Breath of the Wild 1. But it is not the original experience. And it's not even a hybrid of the original experience. It's just the old experience again, but with more.
Do you think they'll remake Zelda's 1 and 2?
No. Well, here's the thing. They did. Breath of the Wild was originally designed to be the remake of Zelda's 1 and 2. And I think they succeeded. I think these games have successfully remade Zelda's 1 and 2, in that they have successfully taken this game franchise and put it into a completely different type of game than all the rest of the franchise. So, congratulations, you have successfully remade Zelda's 1 and 2. Now, can you please go back to Link to the Past? Because that's the game I want to play. I want to play Link to the Past. And I want to play games like Link to the Past. And these current Zelda games are not like Link to the Past.
I think Link's Awakening was one of your moments where you went back to the other formula. Like, I think if they remade games today, I think they'd still use that formula.
Well, here's the problem. Link's Awakening was already a game. Like, it's literally just a port of a Link's Awakening.
Yeah, I know.
So it's like, well, again, saying it's a port's not quite fair. It was remade in a completely different art style, and like the engine was updated, I believe. But like, it's the same game, the same plot, the same characters, the same.
Yeah, that's what
everything.
I'm saying. Like,
So
you will still get Zelda games like that, but only.
But that's the problem.
Remade one.
That's not what Nintendo's saying. What they are saying officially on the record is, every future Zelda game will be like this.
I'm assuming newer games. I don't.
But that's not what they're saying. And even if that was what they're saying, that's not good enough for me. It's like, I don't... Here's the thing. And let me... And this is going to piss off some people. I don't... Like I said, I don't think Zelda 1 and 2 are representative of the Zelda franchise. But I'm going to go further than that. I don't want to play Zelda 1 and 2. Because I don't enjoy that kind of game. That's not a Zelda game to me. And neither is Breath of the Wild. It's a fun experiment. It's a fun experience. But it is not Zelda. It's a completely different type of game. And I am perfectly fine with it being a different franchise. I'm perfectly fine with it being the same franchise, but as like a side franchise. And so far, they have not pressed the issue. Because one of the things that people loved to ask when Breath of the Wild 1 came out was, where is it on the timeline? And the developers said, well, we're not putting it on the timeline. And I think that is the correct move. Don't put that game on the timeline. Don't put this game on the new game on the timeline either. Let's make this an entire different franchise of Zelda. So you can have your Link to the Past style Zeldas, and you can have your Breath of the Wild style Zeldas. And if you make both of them, then I'm fine.
I'm wondering if they're just resetting the timeline altogether.
I have not played all of Tears of the Kingdom, but from when I started Tears of the Kingdom with friends, we had that as an assumption. That from the minimal story that I experienced and the story they experienced, it is believed that is the case. I am not sure. I'm not sure anyone's sure, and I have not watched lore videos to confirm or deny. But that is a distinct possibility.
I wonder if they are resetting the timeline, if we'd get Midna to come back.
Here's the thing. I think you're looking at it wrong, though. I don't think they're resetting the timeline. I think this is not on the timeline because this is a different universe entirely from the timeline. Like, I think this is not the same Zelda franchise. I really do think what they've done is, here's the timeline franchise, and here's these other games. And those are not the same. I think this is a different Link that is not a descendant of the Hero of Time. That is not a progenitor of the Hero of Time. I think this Link is not related at all to, in any way, the Hero of Time. I don't think the Triforce of Courage is related to the Triforce of Courage of the Hero of Time. Like, that's how different I think they're making them. I think it's a different Triforce. Like, that level of different.
We didn't really see a lot of the Triforce. Like, we saw symbols for it, but...
Yeah.
I can't speak for the new game.
Because let me give, this isn't about Tears of the Kingdom. This is about Breath of the Wild. One of the things that you'll note in Tears of the Kingdom, they do not talk about the goddesses.
They didn't in Breath of the Wild, I don't think.
That's what I'm saying. In Breath of the Wild, they did not ever mention the goddesses.
For all I know, that's going to be the third game.
No, hold on. What I'm saying is, let me be a little bit more clear here. They had the dragons that are named Farosh and...
Yes, they did have them.
Yes, and those dragons are supposed to be named after the original three goddesses. But in Breath of the Wild, they do not ever talk about them. Nope. It is the only time they talk about the goddess. It is Hylia.
But most of Hylia was destroyed. So it's possible that not a lot of people know about the goddesses because they're not...
No. You misunderstand me. I'm talking about the goddess Hylia. As in, the goddess that is Zelda. Like, from Skyward Sword.
Oh.
She is Hylia. That is the goddess in Breath of the Wild. And she is the only goddess they ever talk about.
Well, if that's true, do you think we might get Lana in the main game?
I doubt it. But what I am saying is, I think this might be in a universe where there aren't the three goddesses. I think that this universe only has Hylia. And there aren't the other three goddesses. I think they are gone. So, like, as in, they don't exist at all and have not ever existed at all. Now, there is some contention there because the lore of the Triforce is that the goddesses, three, created them. But we don't know the lore of the Triforce in Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, they could have just reset it and they are not in the lore anymore.
So, we don't know. And I look forward to finding out more when we play it for the channel. I'm not, at this point, I'm not intentionally not playing it because we're going to play it for the channel. I've just grown tired of playing it. Because, again, allow me to say, the game is, if you thought Breath of the Wild was big, this game is bigger. By a lot. Like,
I think there are two things I look forward to when I play it. The phasing through objects. I want to do that ability so bad. And going to Skylands.
yeah. Oh, it's, yeah, let me just say, the phasing through objects, so good.
Yeah,
The-
there was a reason why me and my bestie were freaking out over it.
Yeah, let me say, the abilities in Tears of the Kingdom are objective improvements over the abilities in Breath of the Wild. The ability system in that game is so much better by a large margin.
Yeah, guys, and I won't be able to play Tears of the Kingdom until around end of this year, early next year.
Because it's not even, I don't even think it's the next game after.
No, it's not.
Yeah, but it's like you've got 2 games and then a couple more games before you get to it, so it's gonna be a while.
Yeah, there are 2 other games I actually want to play more than Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah. So,
like, guys, I was going to play Tears of the Kingdom day 1.
Yeah.
But then I was like, no, I want to play Ocarina of Time. I'm tired of delaying it.
Yeah. Which is fair. So, yeah, I understand that younger bro's not gonna have the same negative reaction that I did to Breath of the Wild sequel. But what I wanted from Breath of the Wild is what we got from Pokemon. I wanted them to take the Legends Arceus, which was a great game, and I wanted them to merge that into the main franchise and hybrid the two. Now, arguably, Pokemon didn't do that enough. People were hoping for more of Legends Arceus in the new Pokemon game.
Yeah, they didn't exactly do that.
And in Breath of the Wild 2, they didn't even try. They just didn't do it. So, well, okay. I guess not in any way spoilers, because it's literally the thing everyone talked about when Tears of the Kingdom came out. The thing they introduced was that Ganondorf exists.
Yep.
So, like,
in the trailers.
the amount that they took from the original games and put into this game is that Ganondorf exists. Like, yeah, so for Tears of the Kingdom, they didn't add nearly enough of the old games in. So, yeah. But again, like I said, if it's a separate franchise from the mainline Zelda games, then I'm okay with it. I'll enjoy it. But that's not what they're saying. What they're saying is there will be no new Zelda games based on Link to the Past ever again. There will be no new games on the timeline ever again.
Yeah, guys, this cough is starting to annoy me, so I might have to go to the doctor and get it checked out.
Yeah.
Guys, I've had this cough for way too long.
It's been a while.
And I'm worried it's getting worse. But here's the weird thing, guys. I only cough when I'm around the air conditioning right now. I think what's happening is the air conditioning is kicking up the dust in here, and it's getting blown in my face.
I should probably replace that air conditioner. That air conditioner has been in here for, like, a ludicrous number of years.
Yeah, like, I replaced my air conditioner, and I have to get it replaced again because it's not getting my room much, much colder anymore.
Yeah. Maybe that's what I'll do. I'll replace that. See if that helps any.
Like, guys, I can't even say I'm getting sick anymore because I feel fine. It's just coughing. Though I do have a sore throat. But that might be from my air conditioning. I don't know. Yeah, I kind of hated one of our meetings that I went to. They asked us one question, and that question was, when you enter a trailer, what should you inspect first? And they say, make sure it's clean. And I was like, in my back of my mind, I was like, you gotta be kidding me.
You know, you should raise your hand and be like, if the trailer isn't clean, can I refuse to load it or unload it? And if they say yes, it's like, cool. Then I guess I can't load or unload any trailers anymore because your trailers are all dirty. By a lot.
I'm going to have to go get some more water. But...
Need me to take over again?
Yeah, probably. But yeah, guys, like... I can tolerate... like, moving boxes quickly in the cart, so that I can tolerate. What I can't tolerate too much is the work environment. Now I understand why a lot of people quit, because it's not healthy.
Quite literally, it's unhealthy.
I'm proof. So, I am looking into other jobs, but they're just not calling me back, so I want you to know I am trying.
Yeah, it's really surprising. Okay. Whoop. Bad to you too. This Wooloo is bad for not being shiny. Oh, okay. I mean, that works too. I mean, if you're just gonna resummon, like, you might as well. Okay. I guess I just won't move. I've had 3 in this exact same spot. They just keep respawning.
But yeah, guys, to remind you, this is one of the easiest hunts in the game. And we're at 2,028 and counting.
Easy.
Oh, I'm sure when we get to egg hunting, it's going to be much faster. Oh, so, as a side thing. So, you know how I got my shirts. Going back to talking about the shirts.
Yes.
Can you guess how many days it took for them to get here?
10.
No, 2.
It's a miracle.
Every time I've ordered something from the Pokemon site, I'm expecting they won't get here in a week. Nah, they're actually pretty quick. So the shirts I got in 2. And the Brilliant Stars booster boxes I got in about 4. So it's actually not that bad. Which is very, very surprising. Ah. Are you kidding me? That Rookie D was just barely in my hitbox. Well, encounter box. Yeah, sorry, not talking, guys. There's nobody in chat, and Older Bro's doing stuff.
Well, there also just isn't a lot to talk about. Like, I'm trying to keep up with conversation, but there just really isn't. I don't really have much to talk about. That, and, you know, it's been kind of a long week for both of us. About to get longer.
Yeah. As a reminder, guys, I have to work Monday and Sunday next week. And we usually do our recordings on the weekend, so that's going to be fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, with all the money I spent this week, I'm at least going to make it up. And then some next week. But yeah, if they mandated 2 weeks in a row for 10 hours, I bet they'll do it a 3rd week. I don't exactly know how behind we are, because I don't exactly understand it. Like, guys, they give me a paper, and all I do is I go to my lane and I do what I have to do. Just load my portion, then I'm out of there. That's all I care about.
You just check the box and say, yep.
So yeah, my work's a little weird.
Just a little bit. But isn't all work just a little bit weird?
Oh, you're gonna have fun tomorrow. You get to do the Mongolian fight.
You do tell me that this is going to be fun. I don't believe you.
I don't think the Mongolians count as a boss fight. That's why I had you get Mr. Slaves summoned at the end of the last video. So it might not be that bad. But, we'll see. Because you will either do really good on this fight or really bad. And a lot of players who play Stick of Truth claim that it is one of the worst mini boss fights.
Now I'm upset. So I'm going through all my half decks right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going through the Lucario half deck. One of the cards I've got in here is the Riolu card. It's number 6. The one I have is the error card. That's 6 out of 61 instead of 6 out of 11.
Yep, I have that same
God,
card.
Yep. Because I think that one's actually more common than the correct one. It's like, God damn it.
Oh yeah, I forgot I had that card until you mentioned it. Yeah, the reason I have that same card is because I have, like, when I started my collection, I got my cards at the start through older bro. Like, he gave me some of his extras.
That is very true.
Well, I had to trade for his extras, but yeah.
As a reminder, guys, because of this, that probably means Younger Bro has a lot of cards that I actually don't have now because I thought they were extras, and they weren't actually extras.
Yeah, I have roughly around the same amount of cards that older bro has now. If not, maybe more.
Maybe a little bit more.
Because I've been opening a lot of cards in the past few years. Haven't been able to do a lot because of money, but I still have opened my fair share.
Yeah, the number of cards that I own that are currently in the tracker is 5,700. So, Younger Bro probably has just a bit more than me at this point. But we're roughly around the same numbers.
According to man. According to Pokélector, I only have about 4,000 cards, but I can't catalog some of them, so last time I counted them manually at about almost 5,000 cards. But that was about 3 years ago.
Yeah, so who the hell knows? Why can't you catalog everything in Pokélector?
Because Pokélector doesn't have everything like some of the side sets.
Really?
Yeah, I told you this.
Wow, that sucks. Then I'm happy that I have a TCG collector.
Yeah, but the only reason I don't use that is because I know it's gonna be money later.
Yeah. Well, here's the core thing, though. TCG collector doesn't require you to pay to keep your data. They just require you to... Basically, there's a free version that has like a cap of how many cards you can have in there. And both of us have way more than that cap. But right now, everyone has the premium version. But the site has said, when we get to the point where we actually start charging people, we will never delete your data unless you request us to. You just, if you're over the cap, you can't add any more cards to the site without paying.
Yeah, and I
But
don't like that.
the core thing is they have, like, they don't require you to pay continuously. You could pay for 1 month, add all the cards you want, then stop and not do so for again. So what I'm just going to do is I'm going to pay for like 1 month in December or something. Add all the cards I've gotten over the last year and a half or so. Then immediately not pay again for the rest of the year.
Yeah, and me, I'm not into like, oh yeah, pay us money and we'll catalog your cards. I don't like that.
See, I'm not into that either, but the problem is this is the only site I found that gathers all the information on these cards in a concise way and is easy to use. I have not found any other tracker that works as well as this one does. Again, I would like to point out that is not Pokelector. Pokelector sucks. TCG Collector. It is still in beta. It is not finished. And it probably won't be out of beta for 25 years because it's a very small team working on it. So, is it worth putting your cards into? Absolutely it is. And also, if TCG Collector wants to sponsor us and give us permanent premium for free, I will absolutely sponsor them. They are a worthwhile TCG collection site.
If they do that, then I'd switch over.
Then younger bro would use it. Yeah. No, it is absolutely worth your time. So, it is... And they allow you to import and export your data, so if they do ever go premium, you can export all your cards. And I don't know where you could import it into, but somewhere.
Like, I do like that it has, like, you can say, oh yeah, this is a variant. Oh yeah, this is an error card. I do like that. But the problem is, it just...
It also doesn't have the Pokelector problem where they just don't have photos for half the fucking cards. Where it's just like, oh yeah, here's a question mark card. We don't know what the hell it is. Because it just has their fucking logo over it.
Well, it's because those sets are not complete, Sid, because they don't have the photo for it yet.
TCG Collector has photos for every single card ever made. They don't show the reverse holo pictures. They only show the normal ones, but they do have the photo for every single card.
Pokelector does do some.
It shows, it's supposed to show both, but they don't have photos for 95% of the reverse holos.
I think they stopped doing photos for the reverse holo.
Yeah.
And
some of the cards in Pokelector is the reverse holo for the normal card, because they actually don't have photos of the normal variant.
Or they just never bothered to get it.
So they just used the one they have, which is the reverse holo. So it's like, yeah, Pokelector is absolute shit. Like, it is a fine site, but
it's nice and simplistic for just
it's a bit of a pain in the ass to find certain things. They don't have certain things, and the images are not good quality in a lot of cases because they're old sets.
Older sets don't have
so
them.
Good luck with anything before black and white. Fuck you. Like,
I think black and white was when they started to get better.
Yeah, I wasn't joking about that. That really is when they started getting better. I think some of their cards in black and white is still, like, they might still have some reverse holos in place of normals, but they don't have
some
missing.
Of the EX cards.
Yeah, but they don't have missing cards anymore.
No.
And after that, I think is where they stop having problems whatsoever. But can't speak for the new sets because their site's shit. And I say that, I'm pretty sure I still have stuff on their site. I need to check and make sure I deleted all that. But yeah, it's garbage. TCG Collector, better site.
Yeah, if we somehow get sponsored by them, and they give us the free premium plan, then yeah, I'll switch over, but I do not want to have to pay anything just to catalog my cards. Like, I just don't. I don't like that. Like, I would rather make a physical list myself than to pay 1 cent to catalog my cards online.
Yeah, as a person who tried to do that, it would just become too much of a hassle.
I don't know if they still do it, but you could actually get a list of the full set. They occasionally had them in ETBs.
Yeah.
They still might. I think
they still make them, but I think they do them online now. So you can go onto the Pokemon Company's website and get them there, and the internet has, like, old copies.
Actually, they don't do it for the sets that don't have ETBs. So if they don't have ETBs, then they're...
Well, what set doesn't have an ETB?
Usually special sets.
Well, just name one.
Crown Zenith. Generations actually had one. Now, there was also some battle decks that have those. So maybe Crown Zenith does have one, but they're in the battle deck.
Yeah, they got one.
But how do you acquire it?
By printing it. Like, it's literally just...
physical copy.
I don't think they have physical copies. I think for a lot of their new sets, they don't do those anymore. You just go online on the Pokemon Company's website, or just type in, checklist this set, and you get one from the Pokemon Company. It just says, here's the list, print it.
That one typically is in battle decks. There's another one that is also Pokemon official that you get from ETBs, and they actually have the pictures. So I would...
Oh, those. I don't know if they do those anymore.
I think they still do. I can't say for Scarlet and Violet. But not for Lost Origin and not for Crown Zenith, but maybe Astral Radiance might. So look up Astral Radiance ETB like checklist. But I'm not sure if Astral Radiance had one. Can't confirm. Like, as far as I'm aware, Astral Radiance wasn't a special set. Was Astral Radiance the Darkrai ETB?
Yes.
Okay, so they did have one.
Oh, I think you're talking about the player's guide.
Yeah, player's guide, yeah. That had the complete set in it, except for the reverses. They never... The only checklist that has the reverses is the checklist from the battle decks. Oh, Lucario. Lucario. Oh, Crown Zenith did have one. Yeah, Lucario.
Yeah.
A lot of people really wanted that ETB. Like, it was sold out for months. It's because of the EX card. Like, it's not a bad Lucario, but I've seen better. I'm sorry, guys, I have. Like, Mega Lucario cards, any of them. Full Art Lucario. The Vs are just... wasn't that impressive to me. But I think you guys really wanted it because it was Lucario. Yeah, guys, not all the sets have ETBs. They might now, but a lot of the older sets didn't really. Like, ETB was a new thing in X and Y. Maybe at the end of Black and White, but I know they really started up in X and Y. Did you just catalog that damage Raichu I gave you?
No, because the damage Raichu is not this one. This one is specifically the half deck. And there's a normal one in a different set.
Yeah, guys, some of my cards I gave older bro were damaged cards, and I just replaced them.
Yeah, and I don't have them, which means I have to deal with his damage shit now.
Like, I have to go through my entire deck and replace all my really, really badly damaged cards.
Yeah, I put a note on most of my cards that were damaged. I don't know if you can sort by damaged cards in this site, but you can put notes on it that's like, played, mint, near mint, damaged. And I'm just like, anytime I have one that I want to replace, I'm just like, damage, 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 damage.
Yeah, like, some of my cards, I wouldn't even know how to catalog it as played. Because I'm
assuming the way I've described it is that I don't specify a card's condition unless it is worth mentioning. So, for example, I would say something is played if you can see like scuff marks on it, but it's not bad enough that you would consider replacing it. It's just something where you're just like, oh yeah, that's not in.
Few marks here and there.
Yeah, it's like it's not in perfect condition. I put damage when I'm like, this card I want to replace.
Oh, you know what'd be great? Leonhardt did this recently. He replaced a few of his damaged cards, but he didn't get rid of those damaged cards. He got them graded. And I think one of his damaged cards he actually got at a 9. Which was funny. Yeah, like, no matter how damaged the card is, guys, you can get it graded. So I'm almost half tempted to tell older bro to get those damage cards graded to see if he can get like a PSA 1. That would be great.
I have a card in here that I put as moderately played, and the two categories I use are lightly played or damaged.
Yeah, speaking of cards, I still like how Ellie thought it was weird that I sleeved my entire Pokemon card collection. Like, at first she didn't understand what I was saying, and then I went into more finer detail, as I always do. Then she got what I was saying. She's like, why? Like, guys, I just don't want to protect my best cards in my set. I want to protect all my cards. Like, that's why I sleeved my entire collection. Now, the next step is to get my entire collection into binders. But I don't have room for that at the moment. Like, as of right now, I have all the binders I need to do Search for Marnie. I don't know if I'm going to have all the binders I need for the next search. Because, guys, it is hugely more than Search for Marnie. Like, the next search is going to be bigger. More teeth. That's actually not... I actually don't know if the thing I'm searching for has teeth. Yes.
Yeah, I actually can
Question
look
for
up
later.
all the damaged cards I have.
Oh, you can sort by damage. Some of your older cards, especially if they're hollows, good luck. Yeah. Like, you can try to go on TCG Player and try to replace them. But you have a 50-50 chance of it being fake. I received a couple fake cards from TCG.
I don't even think I have your damaged Raichu anymore. I think that one got replaced.
Oh.
'Cause I don't see it on here.
Okay.
But I do remember what you're talking about, and I definitely still have your damaged Chandelure.
Oh yeah, the water damage Chandelure. Like, guys, there are 2 cards in my set currently right now that I really want to replace. My Torterra EX, even though I know it's fake, I want the real one. And my Hollow Rayquaza, but it's a $200 card. And it's damaged. I remember when I pulled that card. I was so happy. I don't remember the 10 I got it out of, but I know I got it out of a 10.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah, guys, I hate what happened to that Rayquaza card. He got water damaged. And the entire front of the card came off. Like, it separated the front of the card and the back of the card. And I had to glue it carefully back together. It'd be funny if I got it graded and somehow I got like a 7 or
Pretty
higher.
sure that they would actually just give it a 0. In the sense that
I don't think that exists.
it's not that they actually give it a 0. I think they just won't grade it. There are certain cards that if it has been tampered with, they generally don't grade the card. So I think because you've glued it, if they can detect you've glued it, they'll just say, "We're sorry, but this card has been damaged to a point.
Damaged
Yeah,
severely.
it's been modified, damaged, or altered in such a way that we cannot grade it," which makes it a 0 because it's ungradable.
I suppose. But even though those cards are damaged, guys, I do have them in sleeves. They are sleeved. But yeah, the worst damaged card I've ever owned is that fake Torterra EX card.
By the way, one thing that TCG TCG Collector just added is the ability to show prices of cards that are the same, in quotes. So, for example, I'm currently going through the half deck for Gyarados. It has 18 different water cards. Each one of those are now individually priced. They're no longer treated as just water energy. They now look and see, like, can we find a specific value for this specific water energy card? And if so, we'll price it.
That's nice.
Which was really nice.
Oh, by the way, I did look up a card I recently got a double of. Yeah, it was $100 PSA 10.
Cool.
So, not bad. But guys, probably the most expensive card I own is that Shiny Charizard V. If I got that PSA 10, it was originally $10,000. I think I could get it for more. Yeah, let me see the price now. Okay, it actually looks like it's gone down in value.
Not surprising, honestly. The card's not old enough that they're no longer like people are no longer pulling it, but it's not. It's new enough that, or it's new enough that people can still pull it, but old enough that it's not in print anymore, right?
Champion's Path?
Yeah, it's not gonna be in print anymore.
It could be, but
Yeah, but
since
probably
we're
not.
on Scarlet and Violet, probably not.
Yeah, so it's like
Crown Zenith is, I know is,
Yeah.
but
so it'll be like so the price will start high and then it'll drop a bit and then it'll go back up after like 5 years.
but this card is still near $1,000 at least. So I could get it for $1,000 PSA 10 if I wanted. That's if I got that card graded and it was a 10. Yeah, you know what? Let me see. Let me check Marnie's Pride.
The other thing is though, we don't necessarily need PSA 10. Like we can take PSA 8 or 7, whatever. We just want minimal damage, so it's like, who cares?
Wow, Marnie's Pride has gone down in values too. Originally, oh no, it hasn't. Wait, no, that's the Chinese version. Okay, so Marty's Pride has gone down in value. It was originally $400. Now it's about $300.
Not bad, honestly.
But still, that Marnie's Pride, even though I love that shiny Charizard V, that Marnie's Pride is my prized possession. Like, that was my chase card. And I got it. Like, at my first attempt at it, pretty much, I got it. In one box. That was the first booster box. That was the first booster box. And I got it. Yeah, I want to remind you guys, I pulled Cynthia's Ambition, Acronola Full Art, the Gold Ultra Ball card, and Marnie's Pride, and a few other things in one box. One box. Like, that was probably the closest you could ever get to a God box in Brilliant Stars without custom making it. But, yeah, guys, speaking of Search for Marnie, one of the next Pokemon card things I am doing will be the next Search for Marnie. But I don't think I'm going to be able to do it until around my birthday.
Yeah.
Like, so here's my plan right now. My plan right now is I did some of the newer sets. I'm going back to the older sets because Sword and Shield is done. There is going to be no more Sword and Shield sets. So I gotta hurry up and do the older sets first. So we're gonna be doing Sword and Shield base set next. And then I'll work my way up from there. Because if I don't do that, Sword and Shield is going to get more expensive as time goes on. And it'll be harder for me to do search for Marnie. I want to remind you guys that Marnie didn't appear in the TCG until the first base set of Sword and Shield. And it's still thousands of dollars to buy those sets because of how old it is. I can barely do something for like Pokemon Generations, and Pokemon Generations was an X and Y. And I'm wanting to buy that stuff. Because the card in that set, I don't think I could do that card justice just by simply buying it. I want to pull it. But if I make that video and I don't pull it, then I'll have to buy it. Because that is the world telling me I cannot pull that card. Because I tried so hard to get it. I really did. I opened every single Mythical Collection pin box for Generations and did not get it. I got the Sylveons and I pulled the Gardevoir EX at least 4 times. 4 times. So I did get a Gardevoir, but not the Mega Gardevoir EX. I got the normal Gardevoir Full Art EX 4 times. Oh, and I also got the Mew EX. That's also worth mentioning. That was one of the last decent pulls I got in Generations. But yeah. Pokemon cards are expensive. So how I'm doing it is I'm going to have to buy it little by little. And I can't start doing that until my bank account is at a decent point, which it's still not.
So, they have the Battle Academy in here, the purple set. They actually have to put the numbers and set that the cards are from, since they're now no longer an actual half deck. They're just other cards with this extra sticker. So they actually have to put on there like, this is 89 out of 214 in this set.
Yeah, with the Mewtwo set, it was a little bit weirder than the other Charizard and Raichu sets, because they actually had it like numbered 1 through 50 or whatever. Mewtwo didn't. That's why Older Bro has some of the Battle Academy cards. I still hate that that was the only thing that I could buy for Hidden Fates at the time, because the scalpers just took all the cards.
Yeah, seriously.
And guys, you couldn't even pull anything from that battle box. Not really. You could get cards, but it's for the game. And I didn't want to play the game. Will we? Maybe after we get a like board setup, like a board recording setup, some similar to like Pokemon cards, but I don't know. I just don't know if I want to play that. I still have it. It's in my closet. But yeah. Don't know. Yeah, I wonder how long it would take me to buy an entire booster box worth of base set 1 packs. Because they're $400 each. And there's 36 packs in a booster box. I wonder how many weeks that would take me if I bought a pack every week. Well, if I bought a pack every week, that's 36 weeks.
Just making sure you got the Battle Academy, right?
Yes.
The only cards that aren't duplicated are the GX and Mesprit. That's it. So there's only 2 non-duplicate cards on that entire set. I also forgot how few of the X and Y and up half decks I got. As in, I got none of them. So it skips from the last one. It was like Excadrill and can't remember what the other Pokemon was. It was Excadrill and the Excadrill half decks all the way up to Battle Academy. I have nothing in between.
Huh.
Oh, Excadrill and Zoroark. By the way, there are multiple Battle Academies. So, like, there's quite a few of those, too.
Yeah, so I just kind of did the math. So, there's 52 weeks in a year. And I would buy 1 booster pack every week for base set 1. That would take me half a year to save up for a booster box. That's if I bought 1 pack every week. That sucks. Like for base set 1.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Would I do
By
that?
the way, you have 23 minutes left. Okay.
Would I do that? Maybe. But I'd have to plan for it. And I don't really have the capability of doing it at this moment. I can do something like Generations. Like, Generations isn't as bad. Because I'm going to buy at least 2 things a week to prepare for that. But yeah, yeah, for the Generations thing, it would take me about 3 months to get all the stuff I needed, depending on how long it would take for the mail to deliver the things to me. Yeah, we'll see what happens. But yeah, guys, so the next thing I want to get is Search for Marnie. So I'm going to get a booster box a week up till my birthday, where I'll just buy all the rest outright. Because if I don't, that's around $3,000 down. So around the same amount I'm going to spend to try to get that Mega Gardevoir EX card. So oh man, that's gonna be fun. And by the way, guys, we're doing what we said we were gonna do. We're gonna make them into parts. So preparing for the next search for Marnie. We're technically preparing for the next 2 search for Marnie. So one episode we're going to do 3 booster boxes. And then one episode we're going to do 4. But if I pull all the cards we need in the first part of Sword and Shield, then I won't have to buy the next 4. I don't know how exactly we're doing it yet. I still might try to record them all in the same day. Don't know. Or at least have them all by the same day. I'm still planning for it. We'll see what happens. But it's not going to be this week, and it's probably not going to be next week, but the week after I'm going to start preparing for that. I don't know why I went all the way back here just to transition.
I guess you just really like this area.
Like, I went all the way to the sign of this route to transition. I'm like,
that's pretty
I
far.
was right next to the bridge where I could have just easily transitioned. By the way, even with that AC still on, I'm still hot. Like, I'm starting to sweat.
Well, man, I don't know what to tell you.
Turn both ACs on. Because that AC is not doing enough. By the way, have you ever had the power go on here, like, just because you're using your stuff?
Not really. I mean, not for me specifically, but, like, the power's gone out, but that's usually because it goes out to the whole house.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I'm talking, like, just from you using your stuff. I think the only time that happened to you was with that PC where...
But that was specifically that strip, and it wasn't even... Yeah, and that was just pulling too much on that single strip. No, my room is kind of impossible to do that in because this was the garage, and it's expecting power tools, so all these are rated for probably higher than what your room's rated for.
Yeah, that's going to be fun when we move out. We might have to rewire our whole houses. Our whole house just to keep up with our stuff. Like, guys, I can technically rewire a house, but because I'm not very experienced in it, it would take me a while. But I couldn't. Like, I could maybe do a ceiling fan and wire that. And I can make outlets, but that's about all I can do. I can't really do much else. Like, I can also make a latch circuit, which I think a latch circuit is are it's what you it's the light switches. That's a latch circuit. Like anytime you're flipping on and off a light, that's a latch circuit. I'm pretty sure your fuse boxes are also a latch circuit as well. But it's more of a transistor circuit. I don't even know if that's a phrase.
Oh, here's an interesting one. So you know how there are McDonald's sets, right?
Yes.
So here's a weird one. In 2018 and 2019, there were French versions of the Pokemon, from the McDonald's sets. They had completely different cards in them from the US version of the McDonald's sets.
Okay, so I want to talk about, like, different country cards for a second.
Yeah.
Yes, guys, I do have different country Marnie cards that I'm going to be getting.
Yep.
Like, I have already gotten Japanese versions of cards, but the Japanese Marnie cards that I got, I only got because I didn't think they were coming out in English.
And in some cases, they didn't come out in English, right?
No, they did.
Okay.
So the Marnie Morpeko V Union came out in English, and the Friends and Galar Full Art came out in English, and Silver Tempest. Did you know? Recently, they had a... I actually don't know if it was recently. There was a Marnie box that had a special... Let's call it a glitter reverse Marnie card.
Never heard of it.
I just found out about it because PokeRev opened the product that's in. And it comes with an incredible Marnie mat. Like, I want to get the box for the Marnie mat. However, it's $400, and it's also a Chinese set.
Interesting.
But I want that card.
That is something else, by the way. TCG Collector actually tracks the Japanese sets and the international sets separately.
2,100 encounters. But
So, like, I can go on here, and it has international. I can also select Japanese.
But yeah, so I think the Marnie... I'm going to call it Marnie Glitter Reverse. The Marnie Glitter Reverse card box is new. It is actually new. I think it just came out not that long ago. I think it's for Crown Zenith, honestly. Because I think it had the Morpeko V Union in it. Can't recall. So I'm going to get that. There's also a Japanese Marnie box that I don't remember the name of that I'm also going to get. Because it also has something inside that I want. I think that box comes with a figurine. But the Chinese box that has the glitter Marnie card in it, that one comes with an incredible playmat.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what makes it even better, that playmat, I do not believe has a logo on it. That's another reason why I want to get it so bad. Because I might replace the Marnie mat that I have with an actual official Marnie mat that doesn't have a logo. Which is what I want when I do these searches, is a mat that's official but doesn't have a logo on it. So I will be getting that at some point, don't know when. But I think it's called Marnie's Determination Premium Box for the Chinese.
Seems sus.
Yeah, because that kind of reminded me of Misty's Determination. Which was from Hidden Fates, I believe. And also a few sets before. In fact, I think Misty's Determination was one of the original Misty's card. Yeah. So I like how Marnie also has Marnie's Determination.
Well, you know, I'm glad that Marnie is just as determined as Misty. Unfortunately, neither of them are as determined as Serena, but we don't get a Serena's Determination card set.
Yeah, guys, there are hundreds of cards out there that I would love to have.
I'll admit I'm very disappointed right now.
Oh?
I ran out of my cardstock that I was using for the tops of these tins to list what's in them. And now I have to make custom cardstock out of paper.
But yeah, guys, I hope the love for Marnie doesn't die. But also part of me hopes that she's not in newer sets, because that means I have to continue to search for Marnie for longer.
I mean, you don't have to. You could just say that it's for a certain... it's only for Sun and Moon or Scarlet and Violet or whatever set.
Yeah,
and just
I know.
End it.
What I'm wanting, guys, is I'll get to the point where I don't have to worry about something like that, because I'll be done with the search by the time that happens. I would love to get to that point. I just don't have the money right now where I could be at that point. And I won't have that money until around the end of next year. But then I'll be using that money to move out. So I still technically won't have it. Because when we move out, we're getting a lot of new things. I might even get a new car, but I want to try to get a new car before we move out. Just get that paid off. But I don't know. We'll see.
You have just over 5 minutes, by the way.
Okay. But yeah, guys, I know I was complaining about Father telling me to get a new car. I just don't want to get it at this moment right now in the next couple
But
weeks.
you do need one.
I do need one, yes. The reason I need one, guys, is because I don't have any heating in my car. And also, it's not four-wheel drive, so... One of the reasons I've tolerated for as long as I have is because it's Grandpa Goomba's car. And it's one of the only things I have left of him, so.
I sadly never met this man.
This was way before you. Like,
That's what I'm saying.
He died in... when I was like 5, so he died in like 2005 or 4. And my grandma, who was married to him, is still alive.
Yep.
So you've at least met her.
That is true.
I do want to visit her sometime. I want to hear some stories about Grandpa. And I'm sure she could tell me. I just haven't had the time. I might go visit her soon.
As I say, we all kind of go over and visit like once or twice a year. Although it has been a while.
Yeah, last time I saw Grandma, she was in a hospital bed.
Yeah.
Like, she was seeming like she was ready to go. I think she just misses Grandpa. She misses everybody. As I remember when I was younger, we used to go to my grandma and grandpa's all the time.
Yeah. But part of that's you're getting older and your dad's getting older and... Yeah.
Just haven't had the time.
Yeah. That happens. The normal part of life is not having enough time to be with your family, and then they die, and then you be sad that you didn't have enough time to visit them while they were alive. That is the normal, sadly.
Oh, by the way, guys, in the last shiny hunt, I think I fucked up our outro, and I didn't do, okay, last 5 encounters. I didn't do that.
That is true, you did not.
So I will be doing that this time. Why didn't I do it last time? Probably because I was so out of it that I just didn't think of it.
That is definitely true. I now have a 10 for very special cards. Basically, half deck cards, champion set cards, or not champion, yeah, champion deck cards, McDonald's set cards, anything that's like, this is not a regular set.
But yeah, I didn't know that they are different depending on the country, so that's something to look into.
Well, here's the thing. They aren't. Normally, with all Pokemon cards, there are no language variants except Japanese. So the Japanese cards are different cards entirely from the American cards. Usually they're the same cards, but they're in completely different sets because they do sets completely differently.
Yes, the sets are different.
So they have completely different set symbols, different numbers, but the art on the cards is the same.
Yeah.
And usually for every other country, they are exactly the same sets as the English. They're just translated into your native language. But with those two McDonald's sets specifically, they were completely different cards. They use the same set symbol, but they are completely different cards.
One thing I've yet to see in a McDonald's set is them to do a trainer card. I don't think they've ever done trainer cards. And if they have, I don't think I own any of them.
Yeah, just looking through it, I don't see them either. So, I don't think they do that.
Yeah, they normally do it for the Pokemon. Now, I want to see more love for Arceus trainers because some of the trainers in that game did not get cards.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the Braviary Guardian, the trainer overseas.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, the Braviary, she didn't ever get a card. But then again, Irida has only been in 2 sets.
Yeah.
Crown Zenith and Astral Radiance.
Yep.
Astral Radiance was the Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl set. No. Was it? No, sorry, that was the... No, I'm completely wrong. Brilliant Stars was the start of the Pokemon Arceus set. Brilliant Stars started it. Then it moved into Astral Radiance, which was also Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. And then maybe a little bit in Lost Origin, and a little bit in Crown Zenith, then no more Arceus, no more Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. They just went to Scarlet and Violet. Now, where are we at in terms of time?
We are at time.
Alright, next 5 encounters.
Technically, you've probably already done the next 5 encounters in the amount of time we're past time, but I don't care. So,
I think I just saw a mouse go behind your,
probably.
on your desk behind your, drives.
Probably.
I saw something move. Oh, by the way, did I tell you what I'm watching off camera?
I don't think so.
I am rewatching all of the MCU movies.
Oh, cool.
I'm on Age of Ultron right now, about to finish it. Yeah, can you just guess what they named the saga that we're currently on?
No. No idea.
It's so obvious. The Multiverse Saga.
No, I mean, yeah. Makes sense.
We started with the Infinity Saga, and now we're on the Multiverse Saga. Which makes me think, what are they gonna do with the next saga? Like, are they gonna do, like, darkness? Like, the Dark Saga because of Blade, you know, vampires and stuff like that? For all we know, it's the Spider-Verse Saga. No, it's still Multiverse Saga. Yeah, I have no idea what the next saga is going to be. Oh, do you think the MCU would die when Kevin Feige dies?
Say again?
Do you think the MCU would die if Kevin Feige dies?
No, then just get somebody else. It'd suck, but, like, it'd be fine.
Yeah, guys, I also didn't tell you last stream how many encounters we were at. So I will tell you at the end of the stream. This time. All right. Get this Wooloo out of my face. Okay, guys. The timer has stopped. So, yep, we didn't find Wooloo at all during these last 5 streams. Like, that's insane. So, that is going to have to be it for today's episode. So, like and subscribe to YouTube and Twitch. Comment to our videos if you read them. Follow on Twitch. We are at 2,124 encounters. We'll see you guys in the next shiny hunt. Goodbye.
Good night, everyone.